What if mastering just a few new words could completely transform your everyday English conversations? Forget the stuffy textbooks and the grammar rules your teachers drilled into you. We're talking about the real, living, breathing language that's spoken on the streets, in your group chats, and in your favorite shows. Today, we're diving deep into the world of English slang. We're going to decode the buzzwords, understand their hidden meanings, and learn the unspoken rules of when and where to use them. Get ready to unlock a whole new level of fluency and never feel out of the loop again. This is your guide to the language of right now. 1. Busted. Why slang isn't bad English. Alright, before we get to the fun stuff, we need to address the elephant in the room. For decades, we've been taught that slang is somehow bad English. It's been seen as a lazy, incorrect, or uneducated way of speaking. I am here today to tell you that this idea is completely, fundamentally wrong. Thinking that slang is bad English is like thinking street art isn't real art. It's a failure to recognize a vibrant, dynamic, and essential form of cultural expression. Let's start by shattering a myth. Slang is not a sign of poor grammar or a limited vocabulary. In fact, the creative and playful use of slang is often a sign of a highly sophisticated and nuanced understanding of the language. It's a living, evolving part of English that reflects the culture, the technology, and the social attitudes of our time. It is the language in its most creative and adaptive state. To really understand this, let's look at a classic example: the word cool. Today, cool is understood globally, but it started as slang within the American jazz scene in the 1940s. It was a word used by musicians like Lester Young to describe a style of music that was relaxed, controlled, and sophisticated. It was an insider term. Over the decades, it spread from that subculture into the mainstream, and now it's a standard part of the English lexicon. That is the life cycle of successful slang. It starts on the fringes, and if it captures a feeling or an idea effectively, it gets adopted by the masses. Slang tells the story of our culture. So, why is this important for you? Because true fluency, true connection with other speakers, goes beyond the sterile, correct language of a textbook. It's about understanding the informal, unwritten rules of communication. It's about getting the joke, understanding the reference, and feeling like you're on the inside of the conversation, not on the outside looking in. Slang is your key to that inner circle. 2. Level up your lingo. Everyday slang you need to know. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. Language evolves faster than ever thanks to the internet. Here is a breakdown of some of the most dominant slang you need to know to navigate conversations in late 2025. First up, a simple but essential one: no cap. This phrase simply means no lie, for real, or seriously. The word cap is slang for a lie or an exaggeration. So, no cap means you are being 100% truthful. It's used to add emphasis and sincerity to a statement. For example, you might see a friend and say, "That new Marvel movie was the best one yet, no cap." Your friend, wanting to confirm your sincerity, might reply, "Really? No cap." It's a quick and easy way to signal honesty. Next on our list is a word that has taken over social media: Rizz. Rizz is a shortening of the word charisma, but it's more specific than that. Rizz refers to someone's skill in charming or attracting another person, almost like a superpower. It's often used as a noun, something you either have or you don't. For instance, you might see someone effortlessly start a conversation with a stranger and say, "Wow, that guy has incredible Rizz." Conversely, if you try to flirt and it fails miserably, you might laugh and say to your friend, "Well, I guess I have no Rizz at all." Now, for a slightly more negative term you'll see online: simp. A simp is a term used to describe someone, typically a man, who does way too much for a person they like, often to an extent that seems desperate or pathetic. It implies a one-sided relationship where one person is putting in all the effort for someone who doesn't reciprocate their feelings. For example, if a friend is complaining about someone who is constantly buying them expensive gifts and doing all their favors, another friend might say, He's such a simp for you. You need to tell him you're not interested. It's a bit of a harsh term, so be careful how you use it. Another huge one right now is the phrase, "It's giving." This is a very creative and versatile phrase used to describe the vibe, the aesthetic, or the general feeling of something. You usually don't even finish the sentence. You just state what kind of energy it's giving off. For example, if you see someone wearing a very glamorous, elegant outfit, you might say, "Her dress, it's giving royalty." Or if your friend is being overly dramatic about a small problem, you could tease them by saying, "Okay, it's giving main character energy right now." It's a playful, descriptive tool. Finally, a simple but essential response. Bet. Bet is an incredibly versatile and casual slang term for yes, okay, or for sure. It's used to confirm plans or to agree with a statement. It's a cool, low-effort way to show you're on board. For example, a friend texts you, "Hey, let's meet at the coffee shop at 7. A perfect, natural response is just, bet. It can also be used as a more emphatic, you bet, to mean definitely. If someone says, "Do you think you can win this game?" a confident reply would be, "Oh, bet." 3. Beyond the buzzwords. When and where to use it. Okay, so now you have a few new tools in your conversational toolkit. But this next part is arguably the most important, understanding the social etiquette of slang. Using the wrong slang in the wrong situation can be far more awkward than not using any at all. This is all about situational awareness. Think of slang like the clothes you wear. You have different outfits for different occasions. You wouldn't wear a tuxedo to the beach, and you wouldn't wear a swimsuit to a formal business meeting. The same principle applies to your words. The ability to switch between different styles of language is a skill linguists call code switching. It's a sign of high social intelligence. Let's create a simple framework for this. The 3 circles of slang. The inner circle. This is your safe zone. It includes your close friends, your siblings, and maybe some of your relaxed, younger colleagues. In this circle, you can use pretty much any slang you want. It's where you experiment and have fun. The middle circle. This includes your wider social group, most of your colleagues, and people you know but aren't super close with. In this circle, you should stick to more mainstream, widely understood slang. Terms like "no worries" or "what's up" are safe. Newer, more niche terms like Rizz or Simp might be risky. The outer circle. This is your no-slang zone. This includes your boss in a formal setting, your grandparents, a job interview, a professional email, or a university essay. Using slang in this circle can make you sound unprofessional, disrespectful, or just out of place. The ultimate goal is to use slang to enhance your communication, not to overshadow it. The paradox of slang is that it's only cool when it sounds effortless. If it sounds like you're trying to use slang to sound cool, you've already failed. The key is to start small, listen carefully, and use it in a way that feels authentic to you. 4. Your slang superpower. Confident conversations. Now, let's talk about how knowing this informal language directly translates into confidence. When you only speak formal, textbook English, you can often feel like an outsider in a casual conversation. But when you understand and can use a little bit of slang, it acts as a linguistic handshake. It signals to the other person, "I get it. I'm part of this culture. We're on the same level." Let's role-play a simple scenario. Imagine you're meeting a group of friends. Scenario 1, textbook English friend. "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" You. "I do not have any definitive plans at the moment." The response is grammatically perfect, but it's stiff and creates a social distance. Scenario 2, natural English with slang friend. "Hey, what's up? What are you doing this weekend?" You. "Not much, just chilling. I was thinking of seeing that new movie. I heard it's amazing, no cap." See the difference? The second version is instantly more relatable, more friendly, and it invites a real conversation. Let's do a quick interactive challenge. I'll give you a situation, and you think of the right slang. Situation 1. Your friend tells you they aced their exam. You're happy for them and want to make plans to celebrate. You say, "Bet. Let's go out tonight." Situation 2. A colleague asks you to help with a project, but you're already extremely busy. You could say, "I'd love to help, but I'm totally swamped right now." My tip for incorporating new slang is the listen, adopt, adapt method. 1. Listen. Don't use a new slang word until you've heard it used in context a few times. 2. Adopt. Try using it in a low-stakes situation, like a text message to a close friend. 3. Adapt. Pay attention to how people react. If it feels natural, keep it. If it feels forced, maybe that word isn't for you, and that's okay. 5. The slang savvy future. Keep learning. The final and most important thing to understand about slang is that it is always changing. It is the fastest evolving part of the English language. The words that are cool and trendy today might be considered cringe or outdated in 2 or 3 years. So, how do you stay up to date? Your best resources are the places where language is evolving in real time. Pay attention to the trending topics and the comment sections on platforms like TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. These are the modern laboratories where new slang is created and popularized. Websites like Urban Dictionary can be a helpful guide, but always pay attention to the user ratings to see if a term is actually in wide use. But the best resource of all will always be real human interaction. Listen to your native speaker friends. Pay attention to the language used in the newest movies and TV shows. And never, ever be afraid to ask, "Hey, I keep hearing this word. What does it mean?" That curiosity is the sign of a truly fluent and adaptable mind. Being slang savvy isn't about knowing every single buzzword. That's impossible. It's about being a curious, lifelong learner who pays attention to the world around them. So, my final challenge to you is this. Go out there, listen, observe, and be brave enough to try. Embrace the dynamic, ever-changing, and incredibly fun world of English slang, because it's your key to truly authentic communication. All right, that's a wrap for today's deep dive. My question for you today is, what's your favorite slang word right now? Or, what's a slang word that still confuses you? Let's decode it together in the comments below. If you enjoyed this look into the real, living language of English, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never feel out of the loop again. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next video.